a set of norms that were used in Bharatanatyam at that time to what she called as Bharatanatyam, and what a journey it had been for her. And it was important for a lay person like me to understand that, because we felt that the dance form that was being presented was an ancient one, was something that was steeped in history, and that was something that had been handed down from time to time. What Dr. Padma demonstrated at that time was that this art form is a very dynamic art form. And this art form had been evolving over the last about, I would say, 1,000 years, because we do not know how it existed 1,000 years ago. And we knew the development of it for the last 1,000 years because, as Baladevi pointed out, the Brihadeeswarar temple, as well as the Sharangabani temple and the Shiva temple in various areas, do have the karanas that were practiced over many centuries. The Brihadeeswarar temple dates back to about 10th century. And then if you come down to the temples in the other part of Kumbakonam and Virudhachalam and other areas, they essentially come down to about up to about 14th and 15th century. So we knew that over the 500 years of time period, how did this art form evolve? Because the sculptures are frozen in time and it froze the history. Dr. Padma Subramaniam's thesis at that time was that as much as we think that this art form remained static, not only in 1,000 years, but for the last 2,000 or 3,000 years, it's not quite true. It had been evolving over time. And she said that I'm going to go back to the roots. I cannot go back 3,000 years because there is no documentary evidence of that one, but I know exactly how it was practiced 1,000 years ago. And so the Karanas were born. She essentially went and studied them, and she brought it to us. It was a monumental effort on her part. It took her almost about 18 years, and took her to not only to the various temples in India, she went to Indonesia also, where there was a flourishing Indian culture around 15th century, where the world's largest Shiva temple as of today still exists, although not in a functioning mode, but more in the form of ruins, and she went and studied the sculptures over there. So the 2 points I was trying to make here is Dr. Padma Subramaniam's adherence to quite a rigorous, I would say, a scholastic approach towards dance, number one. And the second point was that having done a research, having mastered that one, willing to use that to give it to the discerning public, and then for a good cause, in this particular case, the cause of the temple. Now that brings us to Baladevi's program today. She's a worthy disciple of Dr. Padma, and she imbibed both of them. She's very true to the art. She has gone to the root of this particular heritage, and essentially has got everything that a guru can give it to your disciple. She absorbed all of that. And she performed flawlessly in that tradition. And the second thing, the second aspect of Dr. Padma that she has got is to support worthy events through the medium of art, through her art form. I knew that last year she supported Sri Dayananda Saraswati's cause, I believe, and raised a substantial amount of money at that time. And I know that she's attempting to do a similar thing this evening for the Tribhuvan Aradhana. And I felt pretty good saying that here is a disciple who not only absorbed the art form of her guru, but also the values that went with that one. And in that sense, here is an artist, here is a disciple who is going to give the satisfaction your guru looks for in a Shishya. And I really congratulate her, not only in picking up this art form, but also picking up the values from her guru. Today's performance is a flawless one. Very often, a statement, a misstatement that is made about this Bharata Nritta is that the Abhinaya takes precedence over Nritta. That's the usual comment that you hear in a Bharata Nrittam recital. I would say that's a very superfluous statement. Because the way in which she portrayed today, and as well as our Guru, who does it so beautifully, is that the rhythmic part of it is seamlessly integrated into the Abhinaya part. She understands, Bharadevi understands that the art exists for communication. And she communicated so beautifully so that the Nritta part never intruded. The Abhinaya part, where the rasa, the bhava, and the feelings, and what she was enjoying, was so beautifully communicated to each and every one of us that the underlying current of Nritta only enhanced it, and it made it that much more beautiful. And I congratulate her for that. This part of North America is very lucky to have a guru like Srimati Baladevi. And the students who are learning under her are even more lucky, I would say. It's indeed a tribute not only to her dance, but her guru who has imbibed the best of that to her, so that we who are in this Aryan con can really relate to an art form that at one particular point was feared, that was lost, but has been revived by her illustrious guru. Thank you very much for your very significant performance. And on behalf of Tiruvalla Aradhana, on behalf of the numerous Rasikas over here, on behalf of your admirers, I would like to give you a small token of our appreciation to you.